Hello. Today I'll try to discuss about productivity challenges and strategic management for a operations manager. You know, the person who works in shop floor is also a operations manager, and chief executive of the company is also an operations management person, because after all it is the operation management of a particular product or services or the organization. This is what is the job of a manager, right, at any level, whether you are chief executive or you are junior most executive. Okay. I'll talk about productivity challenges and strategic management for operations management. I'll just, before I start the actual lecture, I'll like to tell you a story. Actually, it's a fact. It happened to me. I was working in Ministry of Steel, Government of India, and we found that Durgapur steel plant under sale was making continuous loss because the productivity was very, very low. And the reason for this productivity low is people don't work. There were, when I was there were 9 trade unions. And if you negotiate with something, some solution, the other trade union will come and jeopardize the work. Actually, they were not at all interested in seeing that company makes profit. They forgot that unless the company makes profit, how they will give the salaries and benefits? Everybody thought because it's a government organization, so salary and benefits, etc., are automatic. It's like a God's gift. No one can challenge, and work is their own prerogative. When I was in alloy steel plant, I have seen a very important work has to be done. For that, one particular item has to be shifted. Now that is a very heavy item. Now in sale during those days there was a rule that if the weight is above 20 kg, then the riggers will shift it. Riggers mean stronger people, they are in one grade higher. And if it is lower than 20 kg, then workmen will shift it. Now it was a cable, coiled cable. Now the foreman said that you have to shift this cable coil and have to fix it somewhere, otherwise the production is stopped. Now the worker said, sir, this weight is more than 20 kg, so this is not my job. You call a rigger. So we called a rigger. Rigger came and inspected it. He said, no, it's less than 20 kg. And then immediately union jumped. the riggers union one side and workers union another side. So ultimately the whole shift was going 8-hour shift. There was no production because who will shift the coil? There are about 300 people working there, but all are waiting because unless the cable is shifted, they cannot start the furnace. It was a SMS, that is steel melting shop. And then ultimately the foreman, the operations manager there, he said, all right, I call the crane operator and let us shift it. Then crane operator came, and after lot of request and cajoling, he agreed to shift that coil. But by that time about 2 hours time has passed. Out of 8 hours, actual production is done for 3 to 4 hours. Out of that 2 hours has gone. Now these sort of things were going on in Durgapur steel plant every now and then. It was a nightmare for the officers to go to their job because they cannot work with their hands. After all, for any work you need support of your colleagues. Now your colleagues, will find some way or other. Then, I remember there was a meeting in Delhi, which is chairman was there, who is the chief executive officer of SAIL. And then Durgapur steel plant managing director, Durgapur steel plant director finance, director personnel, and director legal. They were also there. I remember, I will not name the chairman's name because somebody may object. The chairman said, why this productivity is so low? This managing director must answer. While Villai steel plant everything is fine, Bokaro steel plant everything is fine. Why in Durgapur steel plant production is so low? Why there is no productivity for any purpose? Then the managing director said, sir, there is a continuous problem of trade unions. There are so many trade unions. If somebody you negotiate, others will stop. So ultimately, somehow or other, they will find some way to stop the work. Then the chairman said, this is a very peculiar thing for particularly West Bengal. Can't you sack those trade union leaders? Then the chairman, managing director said, no sir, it cannot be done, because if we do, they will go to the court, court will reinstate them or give them bail, and immediately they will come and they will create further problem, and then they will start joking and insulting the officers also. Then the chairman thought for a minute or so. Then he asked managing director, please sack them immediately, sack the 9 main leader and their assistant 2 leaders, that is 3 leaders per trade unions. You immediately sack them. So 9 trade unions means there will be 36. 4 people you will sack, part trade union, so 36 people will be sacked. Then managing director, then director personnel says, sir, it will not help because they will come back with court. And then the problem will be multifold. We will not be able to go to office. We will be get out there. Then he said to the legal director, how long you can prolong the case in the court? He said, sir, if we can prolong maximum 1 year, not more than that. By that time, they will certainly get the reinstatement order. He said, all right. And then what will happen? They will come. But if we go to high court, there also, sir, they will win, because our laws are like that. Then he said, in high court, how long you can prolong the case, delay the case of hearing and all that? He said, sir, maximum 1 year. Then what will happen? Sir, they will be reinstated. Then we will go to the Supreme Court. And sir, Supreme Court also they will get reinstatement. How long you can prolong it in Supreme Court? He said, the maximum, sir, 1 year. We can take dates and this and that. We can take maximum 1 year. By that time they will get. He said, that means we can delay it 3 years. Then they said, yes, sir. Then the chairman said, see, I have come with the contract of 3 years to turn around the company. 6 months has already passed. I have only 2 years and 6 months to go. Now, if you can manage it for 3 years, that is fine. So please sack the people immediately. And within 3 days, all the people were sacked. And naturally, all this process was done. And believe me, after that, Durgapur Steel Plant became a profitable company. Till today, it is running in profit. Now, this is a out-of-box thinking. Out-of-box thinking means it is a new way of thinking. See, whether you are a general manager or managing director or chairman, after all, you are a operations manager. And you must ensure productivity. You must take strategic decisions. Okay? So I told you a story. Now I will go to the actual lecture. Please hear it seriously, and I am telling you, you will be benefited in life. Thank you. Productivity is the ratio of output, that is goods and services, divided by the input, that is resources such as labor and capital put. The objective is to improve this measure of efficiency. The economic system first is input, material, components, labor, research and development, then processing, production line, assembly lines, management and the skills. And output is end product, customer satisfaction and employee satisfaction. Then it goes to the market and you get a feedback. Feedback is information, new ideas, expertise and customers' feedback. Productivity is unit produced by input used. How to find the labor productivity? Productivity calculations, very simple. What is the labor productivity? Say in your production line, you have produced 1000 units and you have used 250 labor hours. That means 1000 by 250 is equal to 4 units per labor hour you got. Multi-factor productivity. Productivity is equal to output divided by labor plus material plus energy consumed plus capital involvement and the miscellaneous expenses. Quality may change while the quantity of inputs and output remain constant. There may be another problem. External element may cause an increase or decrease in productivity. Precise unit of measure may be lacking. Key variable for improving the labor productivity: 1. Basic education appropriate for the labor force. Diet of the labor force. Social overhead that makes labor available. About half of the 17-year-old in US cannot correctly answer question of the following types. That is, what is the area of 6 yard by 4 yard? If you ask them, many of the 17-year-old cannot answer. Now, which is the following is true about 84 of 100? It is greater than 100, it is less than 100, it is equal to 100. Service productivity, typically labor intensive service provider, frequently focused on unique individual attributes or desire, often an intellectual task performed by professionals, often difficult to mechanize. Service productivity is often difficult to evaluate for quality. Quality is excellent or good or fair or poor. Ethics and social responsibility, developing safe quality products, maintaining a clean environment, providing a safe working place, developing missions and strategies. Mission statement tell an organization where it is going. Strategy tells organization how to get to the goal. Mission, where you are going, organization's purpose of being, answer. What do we provide to the society? Provide boundaries and focuses. Factor affecting mission, philosophy and values, environment, customer, public image, profitability and growth, this and what benefit to the society. Strategic process, organization's mission, function areas, mission, marketing, operations, finance and accounting. Strategy 1, action plan to achieve the mission. Strategy 2, functional areas have strategies. Strategy 3, strategies exploit opportunities and strength, neutralize threat and avoid weaknesses. Strategies for competitive advantage. Differentiation, better or at least different. Cost leadership, that is cheaper. Quick response, more responsive. Goods and services design. Quality. Process and capacity design. Location selection. Human resource and job design. Supply chain management. Inventory. Scheduling. Maintenance. Characteristics of the firm having high return on investment. High quality product. High capacity utilization. high operating effectiveness, low investment intensity, low direct cost per unit, low cost product, product line breadth, product characteristics and differentiation, continuing product innovation, low price and high price offering. Today I'll try to show you a video of the subject I have tried to teach you.
Think about all the items and services you use on a daily basis, from the clothes you wear and the breakfast cereal you eat, to the car you drive and the phone you use. It's likely these are all products of different organizations. You might not normally think about the processes that produce all these goods and services, but that's what the study of operations is all about. Operations are what companies use to transform resources into goods or services. Most of an organization's financial and human resources are invested in operations. So operations management is critical to any organization's success. The role of operations management is to design, plan, direct, and improve all the activities involved in producing goods or services. Operations managers are required to make decisions in 8 key areas. Some of these are more strategic, whereas others are more tactical. We'll be considering 4 of the more strategic areas. They involve high-level planning decisions about how an organization will get from where it is now to where it wants to be. These areas are strategic operations management, product design, supply chain management, and quality management. The first area, strategic operations management, involves long-term, broad considerations about the viability of a business. How will it create value for customers and gain a competitive advantage? For example, you might need to answer a question like, what are the unique features of our apparel business that make it competitive? Successful strategic operations management aligns an organization's operations to an overall business strategy. A second area is product design. This is where you make decisions about the features of a product or service. What features will make it a success? For example, a decision about which features to include in the next release of a company's cell phone line may greatly impact the success of the phones. A third important area where operations managers make decisions is supply chain management. This involves managing, monitoring, and controlling all activities along the supply chain. It's about deciding how to guarantee the timely, cost-effective acquisition of inputs and delivery of outputs to customers. For example, you might need to decide which suppliers to use and how best to transport goods to retail outlets. A fourth area is quality management. This involves determining how to measure and maintain quality, and how to identify and resolve quality problems. For example, you'll need to decide what to test to check the quality of a product or service. On a daily basis, operations managers make decisions that are key to the running of their organizations. Knowing what strategic areas to consider can make you more effective in your role and add to your organization's success.